The Diary of a Certified Psychopath. Off the crank. Pensive plod, number, TBC. And a more profound a ponder than Strava's most deeply learned algorithms could possibly fathom, from data far shallower than the puddles I deftly danced around, within the opening strides of this dark and drizzly reckoning with Britain's quintessentially autumnal reality. Spirits further saturated mere metres of crazy paving later, when I mistakenly activated hear-through mode on my ill-fitting Jabra earbuds, which allowed the turbulent onslaughts of our Gulf Stream's prevailing elemental tag team to roar like a tornado inside my head, and add an atmospheric ambient accompaniment to the performance of Night on a Bare Mountain that Apple's autonomous DJ just happened to shovel to the top of its mortally curated playlist. At Shingle Road's perilous half-blind junction with Harbour Way, I spotted an intrepid duo of au pairs, power-walking behind two heavy-duty sports utility prams, loaded to their leaf-sprung capacity with several overfilled carrier bags that swung within comfortable rubbing distance of four deeply treaded tyres, their delicate handles stretching under strain from the pronounced impact of every passing pothole, whilst the razor-sharp corners of various pre-packaged groceries began to peek through the perforated plastic. I inferred that this talkative twosome couldn't possibly have been the parents of their precious human cargo, when I heard one howl the words, "I bloody prefer pet-sitting!" over the mounting wall of bluster. A little later, that hour, I shuffled past the Charcoal Grill, a local takeaway establishment that, as the name would suggest, boasts a menu of broadly meat-based sustenance, including bun-free burgers forged from hand-minced cattle, grass-fed in regions as remote as Aberdeen, alongside the wings, breasts and shanks of planet Earth's most edible flightless poultry, swiftly spit-roasted, pan-fried or propane-flamed to within a millimetre of their already expired lifespan. Behind the glass counter of this standing-room-only restaurant stood 3 short-order chefs, who for personal reasons politely declined to be photographed, though the largest and burliest was busily engaged in shaving collops off this rotating kebab, exactly 1/5 the size of Pisa's Leaning Tower, but dead straight and skewered through the centre. Night sigh. Synthetic salutations are due in vast digital deluges from Strava's most discerning data dredgers, who presumed from your redoubtable Met Office's acclimatised computations that a single breathable layer of cotton would be insufficient to block the biting chill imparted by today's wild westerly blowhard, which had bullied all pole-bound bearers of St. Beaufort's breezy gospel into flappy submission, long before any unforecast squalls could dampen your gusto. Braved this blustery foe's broad-sided assaults until I reached the now renovated Waterside Tavern, where my patience wore narrow, and compelled me to shortcut across Ferry Footbridge, squeezing past an orange tandem bike, whose sole occupant was making remarkably light work of their monumental machine, which had been retrofitted with runnerboards wider than the average gangplank, I suspected for use by a big-footed infant. After soft pedalling past a carbon-fuelled procession of overworked 8-to-6ers, I double-strafed right down Freehold Street, and duly compensated for yesterday's snubbed spin round Greenacres Crescent, veering cautiously left as I approached its junction with Connaught Road, to ensure that a black cat didn't cross my path. Another mauve-faced mash over old Uncle Sam's followed, where what might have been a wind-assisted PB was this time balked at the segment's uphill right-hander by an oncoming Honda Accord, which, rather like castles on a chessboard, are only permitted to move in straight lines. Homebush Roundabout provided a miraculously negligible number of mobile hazards, and was followed by a typically twisty traverse back to the coast, incorporating Stony Lane and Bucci Crescent, the latter having been superficially revived last spring, from what both resembled and felt like a Martian cuckoo trail that the Night Critters Gazette alleges was once used to stress test the suspension of monster trucks, as well as in a full-scale simulation of Project EDAM, Great Britain's little-known and aborted 1975 lunar landing mission.